Hello there. How you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever it is you're watching me from. Today, I'm Mrs. Karo I. I'm a real estate consultant in Lagos, Nigeria, and you are on to another episode of Real Estate Talk with Karo, the show where I educate you and inform you on real estate matters so that when you're making your next real estate investment, you're able to make an informed decision. We talk about how to find genuine properties in Lagos, and we also talk about how to maximize your profits, in real estate investing, and the best place to buy so that whichever goal you have for buying, investing in real estate, you are able to achieve it. So that's what the show is about, and welcome to a new episode again. So before we dive into today's show, let's just calm down a bit and talk about how we have all been doing. So how are you doing? How are things in the country where you live? Just tell me in my comment section. I'll be glad to, read from you guys where you are, how things are going there. For Nigeria here, I'm sure you've heard in the news that we had this trouble of fuel scarcity. Yeah, that's what we dealt with recently, but we're gradually coming out of that now, so you can easily get fuel to buy now. So back to inspections, because that kind of caused some kind of problem going out, and we're not able to visit some sites for a week or two. But now we're back, we have fuel, so back to business, and I'm happy to get jump in again and find you people those properties that meet everyone's need. We all have different needs. We have different needs for investing in real estate, whether you want to buy and build, whether you want to bank for a while, whatever it is, what location, which location you prefer, whatever it is, we try to find properties that fit into what everyone wants. So that's the business that we do. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about Epe. Basically, I'm going to I have one episode already on this same topic, but not exactly on this same topic. I just introduced you to Epe and I told you why you should invest in Epe. Today, I want to kind of answer a few objections that people will have about Epe, really, because I was reading one of the comments that one of you left me recently on my Itunu residential video. Yeah, that site, that's one of our latest properties now. Very, very good, excellent property. And somebody was asking why it was that expensive. The person said it's not close to the beach. And if you are watching this, this is a response because I felt like I was going to be doing a video soon to talk about it. So let me just do the video and then I can send you a link, drop a link in the comments as a response to you to come watch this video, because this will be more elaborate than whatever it is I can type in the comment section. So if you are watching this is also a response to you. So the person was saying that Itunu residential is not close to the beach, is not close to a lagoon. So why is it so expensive that it doesn't make any sense? Well, lagoon and the beach, they are not really that much of a big deal. Okay, the beach is because when people are buying properties, that's a very good attraction, especially for people who want to live there. We sold beachfront estates, and if you've been on this channel for a while, by the way, if you've not subscribed, this is the opportunity to subscribe, because sometimes we have this very time sensitive video that you need to hear before it's gone, and then you're not here to hear it. So just subscribe, and then you'll be able to get notification every time I upload a new video. If this topic might not interest you now, you have another topic that will interest you, so do subscribe. So yes, where was I? And I was saying that if you've been following this channel, you remember that beachfront was a big deal. Why? Because of the beach, right? So beachfront, a property having a beach close to it, is one of an attraction, that can make a property expensive. But really, in the list of attractions that a property can have, beachfront is not really the biggest, the top one that can make the price go up like that, or that can make a property be worth the price. It's not really the beachfront or a lagoon. A lagoon is not. They are attractions, yes, because we all want to. There's this serenity, You know, there's this serenity that comes from living by the water, or knowing that there's especially a beach. You know, a lot of us, I remember those days where we have to travel for a long distance, you know, just to get to a beach and just to have that experience, that feel, that serene that you get when you're beside the water. So I understand that's a very good one, but really they are not that. We have title. The title on a property is one of the top things that will make a property expensive, and we have location as well. I always say that two things that will make a property expensive: the title, the location. Those are the top things. Then the beach, the lagoon, those are just another additional attractions, you know. So as we're talking about Epe, for Itunu now, if you've not seen the video of Itunu Residential, it's one of our, it's launched now. So when I did the previous video, the video I have of it now, it was in pre-launch, but now it's launched. It's still selling at the same price, so you can still cash in. So if you've not watched the video, there's link above there, so just click that and go see the video, or wait till this video you know, is finished, and then you can go look for it. I'm still going to add a link to the end of this video, so you can go see it. Now for Itunu Residential, let me quickly answer that person. Does it make sense? It makes sense. Number one, let's remove everything going on in Epe. Let's remove every other attraction. You know, let's remove every other attraction going on in Epe. Let's just focus on the location where Epe is, without any other attraction, right? Epe, it is the same road that leads you from Lekki phase 1 that leads you to Epe. You get Lekki phase 1 is one of the, you know, most expensive areas in Lagos. After Lekki phase 1, we have places like VI, we have Ikota, we have Aja, we have, being that Lekki phase 1, Aja is close to, I remember when I moved to Aja, people were using the eye that they used to look at, you know, the average Nigerians anyway, were using the eyes that they used to look at somebody who lives in Lekki phase 1 to look at somebody who lives in Aja. And really, because Aja is close to Lekki phase 1, prices of properties are expensive. They are not as expensive as Lekki phase 1, but they are expensive because they have this close proximity. Now after Aja, we have Songotedo. Songotedo now is among the list of, you know, expensive areas in Lagos. And from Songotedo, we have Ibeju. Ibeju is becoming expensive. Ibeju and Songotedo prices of properties now are like about the same, just a little bit different, you know. And like that, before you get to Ibeju Lekki. From Ibeju, actually, I hear is Ibeju Lekki, because I used to think that you have to get to all the way to Eleko before you know, it's Ibeju Lekki, but Ibeju Lekki actually starts from Ibeju all the way before you get to, I think, before you get to Epe. Now Ibeju Lekki is expensive because of everything coming up in Ibeju Lekki, and the Dangote refinery, the Alaro City, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the proposed airport, everything coming up in that area is getting really expensive, right? But these are close. The point I want to make is that all this Epe, Ibeju Lekki, if you can buy land in Ibeju Lekki, you can buy land in Epe, because there are some areas of Ibeju Lekki, before you get there, somebody going to Epe is already there at home and seated and having fun. You know, so don't be deceived that Epe is in one kind, Epe is in Lagos, Ibeju Lekki is in Lagos. They are in very close proximity. So either buy in Ibeju Lekki, buy in Epe, you are still buying in within the same area. You get, and anything that Ibeju Lekki benefits from, Epe is still going to benefit from it. So point is, Ibeju Lekki, Epe, they have close proximity to some of the most expensive areas in Lagos to live in. So yes, without every other attraction, that is one of the reasons Epe, Ibeju Lekki is becoming expensive. Itunu is in Ibeju Lekki just before Epe. You know, we still have some minutes after Itunu before you get to Epe, some minutes drive, you know. But these two areas, Ibeju Lekki and Epe, they have close proximity, as I've said, to areas that, some of the areas that are very expensive in Lagos. And also, of course, it's going to be expensive. You know, it's going to catch up over time. You know, because when people run out of, you know, places like Lekki to live, they're not going to go back to the mainland. Mainland doesn't have lands for sale. You know, you probably buy a house and break it down. They have old houses. You probably have to buy a house, break it down for you to get a land to build on mainland. Those are the areas anyway that you like to live on mainland. The Ikorodu still have lands, of course, but would you like to live in that area? If it's a matter of preference anyway, if you are not buying for the purpose of investing, because Ikorodu at the moment nothing really working for it except maybe the bridge that want to connect, you know, the island to the mainland and all that. That's in the future, and you can buy it now. But a lot of people are not looking to Ikorodu to invest. They are not looking into buying it, you know, in Ikorodu as part of investment. But Ibeju, Lekki, Epe, they are all close to the most expensive areas in Lagos. And then there was a time there was flooding in Lekki phase 1. Where did people move to? People move ahead. People didn't move backward, you know. People that were running from the flooded area in Lekki, and they came forward. That means they came to Aja, Songotedo, Ibeju, Lakwe, Awoyaya, all those places. They came forward. You know, so the population even in Ibeju, Lekki is getting very, very high now, even without the Dangote refinery coming and all that. And then we now have the added attraction of the Dangote refinery, the Alaro City, the proposed airport. If you watch the inspection video I did of Amen Estate Phase 3, you see the signboard on the land where the proposed land where the airport is going to be. We don't know if it will happen because somebody I have once in a while I meet people that say that airport will never come to pass. Whether it comes to pass or not, that area is getting expensive because close to expensive areas, one, we are running out of plots to sell. People who can't live in Lekki phase 1 would like to live in the neighborhood because maybe they have families and friends in Lekki phase 1. They want places that are close to, you know, with close proximity. If you live in Epe or Itunu right now, if you live in Itunu, from Lekki phase 1 to Itunu can't be more than 1 hour without traffic. You know, it's within an hour drive without traffic. You get. So if you have friends there, you can't pay that millions and millions of, because if you want to buy land now in Lekki phase 1, so go there. It's the real Lekki phase 1, not the askets of it. Even the askets are expensive, but the real Lekki phase 1, we should be talking above 100 million a plot, you know. So you want to live, people want to live in the neighborhood of that expensive area. So that's why prices are becoming very, 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 you know, expensive. A plot of land now in Amen Estate Phase 2, they don't even have residential plot for sale now, but if you've been hearing about Amen Estate Phase 2, when we sold it, we started selling it I think for 10 million naira. That was when I went on board. I don't even know if it started at 10 million. I probably started at less than that. But now sales for residential plot are closed, and I hear that people who are reselling for as high as 30 million naira a plot. You know where Amen Estate is, right? Eleko, Ibeju, Lekki. You know, that's where it is. But because of the standard they've created for the estate, and because a lot of well-known people, rich people now live in, and they've been living in Amen Estate Phase 1, Phase 2 came up and did very well, and now cashing up in price. You know, running kitty, kata kata in price, you know, trying to cash up. And that's it, because it is a matter of, you can look at certain area and you'll be like, what's up with that area? I don't know what's going on. Why are people just all over it? It is, once one rich person goes there and another person goes there, another person goes there, people want to live there. It's just the way it is. And with the way Itunu, the project, Itunu is one of the most detailed project I've seen, you know, that planning has gone into that. Even when they've not done anything, they've planned a lot ahead. They are very sure of what they want to do there, you know, the greenery and all that. It is the same thing, almost the same thing that Isimi Lagos is trying to do. The project, these two projects, by the time they come up in that area, because if you know Landway, you trust Landway, what they can do with Isimi. And if you want more information about Isimi, you can come. I don't have the video there, but I have all the information you need. You can come talk to me about it. So they're trying to build this estate where there's a lot of greenery. Like in Isimi, you see area called the village. You see area called, I think, emergency or something. They are just different you know, parts to the estate. And Itunu as well, the planning, there's going to be, I think I heard there's going to be site and services, so they are going to offer some services as well, which I'm seeing that it's going to include gaming and all that. So they're probably going to create a relaxation area where people outside can come in to some part of the estate and then have fun and all that. So that's attraction. That's, I went through the projection that they did, even though I thought that it was, you know, exaggerated. But that's a company that knows what they are doing, and they have the plan clearly laid out to lead them there. You know, that's another thing I like about it. For more details, just watch, you know, that video and you get more information about that. So that's my response to you. You know who you are, you know. I'll drop the link to this video as a response to your comment, so that, you know, definitely you get a response to your question. So at this point, I've really said a whole lot about the benefits, you know, of investing in Epe at the moment. But you might look at the prices and be like, you know, the prices are getting crazy now. How can you afford it? Now, let me tell you one of the things I like about Epe that Ibeju Lekki didn't have. At least that Dangote refinery area of Ibeju Lekki didn't have it. We had lands then that were selling for less than 1 million naira. Sometimes 1 million, sometimes 1.2, sometimes 1.5, sometimes 2 million naira, that didn't have a title, but that people could not buy because it was just too risky to buy. At my early stage of being in this business, I bought some of those lands that selling for 600,000, and so, and we bought it. They were decision in process. You must have heard it. You can't be, you know, you can't be a researcher or somebody who always looks for information around real estate, and you must have found these estates that claim for title to have a decision in process. And if you watch some of the videos I did on titles, land titles in Lagos, you see that those lands, you understand by now that those lands that have a decision in process, there's nothing like a decision in process as a title. Those lands, what is simply telling you that they are in the process of trying to excise it from the government. Excision is, you know, is one of the ways that you can get a land that belongs to the government released. You know, it's different from when a land is committed. It's called government acquisition. Now, when a land has been acquired by the government, meaning that you have to get their permission to release it, there's a process to it, you know, before you can do anything with the land. So we had a lot of those lands in that Dangote area of Ibeju Lekki. It means that if you can't buy land that has CFO, you can't buy land at all. Otherwise, you go risk your money on excision in process. And excision in process, if it was just something that they could apply for and it will go through, then there wouldn't be a problem. But excision in process, the ones I bought at the beginning, you know, of being a real estate investor, the one I bought is still there. We've not had any information about it. It has not been excised. Nothing has happened, and that's been like 3 years at least. You know, so if I was someone that really wanted to do something on the land, because everybody is not buying land because they are buying for investing, you get, if I wanted to do something on the land, what will happen? There are a lot of people who bought and they don't know the fate of their land, and we're just looking at it there. So if you're not investing in properties that have titles in Ibeju Lekki, you almost cannot buy a land there. Then when we were selling in the Dangote refinery area and all that. But the thing with Epe is that we hardly hear anything about excision in process. What we have in Epe is freehold. Now, I have done a video before on this same segment of my, you know, my videos, and have explained what freehold is. But it seems that, I don't know, maybe because I've talked a whole lot about CFO and all that, some people insist it has to be CFO. Even when they cannot afford lands that have CFO, I will never lead you astray. A land that has freehold, when you can't afford a land that has CFO, a land that has freehold can do. All you have to do, and I always recommend, is that when you buy a land that has freehold, and you confirm from the company that they are not doing CFO on it, because there are some companies that will go ahead and continue with the title and do a CFO on it. But if you confirm that the company is not doing a CFO on it, just let them allocate you your land. Once they allocate it to you, get on doing a title on it. whether you want to resell it in the future or not, do a title on it, so that whatever happens when you do a title on your land, regardless of the land is within an estate, your land will be safe. If the estate the other plots in the estate ever get into trouble, your land will be safe because it is between you and the government. You already, a CFO is giving you, granting you access to that land for 100 years minimum. We don't know what happens after that 100 years. We've all wondered about it. But for 100 years, or you can do a governor's consent, which doesn't even have that clause attached to it. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people cannot afford a land that has CFO, and they still don't want to buy the lands that have freehold. They go back and forth, I'm like, you can buy it, because there's something they say that cut your coat according to your size, right? Now it's even cut your coats according to your clothes. If you don't have the money, you don't have the money. And a property, when you're building a property portfolio, it can have a mix of everything, as long as you're not treading on that line of, you don't know what will happen to your land, you don't know the status of the land, you have to go fight it from the government and all that. As long as you're not doing that, a land that has freehold, you are not fighting anything from the government. What freehold simply is saying is that the land, doesn't have a title, right? The land doesn't have a title, which is CFO, and all that, governor's consent and all that. But a title can be done for it. Unlike, get this clearly, from a cession in process. A cession in process, the land is under acquisition with the government. You can't do anything on it. It has to be released from the government before you can do anything on that land. Which is why you see some lands, they have a cession. If they have approved a cession, it means that they've gone through that process and government has released that land, so they are safe to buy. But even approved a cession land now is expensive if you even get them. But in Epe, you can get a freehold, and once they allocate your land to you, if the company, like I said, they are not going to do that on it, you can go right away and just ask for the process. Get a surveyor, ask for that. I have the process. I asked my surveyor about it, sent it to me. I can send it to you. You look at the process. So just do a CFO on it. A property, it is okay for a property portfolio to have a combination of, different types of properties. You can have the really cheap one. You can have the expensive one there, if you can afford it. If you can afford a land that has CFO, by all means. If you can't, or maybe it's in an upcoming area like Epe, whatever is going to happen in Epe is still a bit upcoming. We are seeing some of it already, but a lot of it are still in the future. So you say, okay, I don't want to tie a lot of money down there, because it's a retirement project of say 10 years, 15 years. I just don't want to do anything. I have a client who did that recently, and she bought 10 plots. And the thing with Epe is that you can invest there for as low as 700,000 naira a plot. And I even have this one that I've done a session, because another thing I must say, if you're buying those cheap lands in Epe, is that you have to make sure it has freehold. Because some can be committed. So you can't just take it by the book that, oh, this one, they said it has freehold, and Mrs. Owoyele said that you can buy freehold. You have to confirm it. Anybody that is selling their market can tell you anything. So especially if you are buying those cheap ones, you have to find out, make sure it actually has freehold. It's a land that actually fits under freehold. Just do a session on it. You get, or come to me. I've done a session, at least 1 or 2 of it, and I can give you that recommendation and say, buy this, and just leave it for years. And just leave it there. If you don't want to tie a lot of money, that even that one, 700, the one I did a session, is selling for 750,000 naira, autonomous garden scheme 2 estate. It's selling for 750,000 naira, and they have this promo going for buy 5 get 1 free. So you actually buy 5. I had a client who bought 10 for 7.5 and got 12. You just leave it for the future. So if you're someone that you don't want to tie down a lot of capital in an area that is still upcoming, or maybe you are just skeptical, they talk about the airport, maybe they are just trying to brainwash us, blah blah blah, so let me not talk. There are those skeptics out there. It's okay to be who you are. just let me not just tie down a lot of capital, let me just, you know, put a little, then just buy some of that. So I'm encouraging you, there's no reason really to say that you won't invest in Ekpe. Learn from people's lessons, learn from what happened to people who refused to invest in Lekki phase 1. Remember, people said it was a bush, nothing was going to happen. Learn from people who refused to buy land in Naija when they could have gotten it for kobo. At this point, I've lost count of the number of clients who've told me that when they were selling Naija was just bush. Now Shango Tedo is after Aja, and we still have people that was like, God, the rate at which Shango Tedo developed is just, I didn't, but all this side they were bush some years ago. Lands, there are no lands in Lagos. There are very, very limited plots of lands in Lagos, in different areas of Lagos. They're very limited. The population is crazy here. The demand is high. If you won't buy it, someone else will buy it. That is why you hear very expensive estates. They will tell you before you know it, they'll say sold out, sold out. I've had clients who will be like, they just launched it, what happened? People get money for this country. If you can't buy it, people will buy it. People need it. People need where to put their head. People need where to put their money. A lot of people working, I want to save for tomorrow. So if you don't buy it, people will buy it. So at this point, the point of this episode, point I want to bring to you is that whatever capacity you can invest in Ekpe, do it for your own good, for your children's good. Just to say, regardless of where you live, regardless of if you are going to retire and come back to the country or not, do something. You're a Nigerian. We don't know where the world is going to go to within the next few years. We don't know what is going to happen within the next few years. Look at Ukraine. People that live in Ukraine, Nigerians that are studying there, some that live there because that's where their permanent address is, or whether they go their schooling there, they would not have imagined that within the next few weeks Russia is going to come and, you know, be fighting this country, and they were going to have to. The videos I've seen online of what the situation that people who live in Ukraine, Nigerians who live in Ukraine are going through, trying to run to safety, trying to run to Poland, it's just not. So you never know what, no matter how comfortable you are now where you are today, you never know what will happen that will bring you back to your country. You want to be able to say, I have a piece of land, you know, whether not for investment, you know, just a piece of land in my own country. If it all push comes to shove, you can run there. You have something to fall back on. So that's what this video is about. I really believe that whoever doesn't invest in Ekpe now, Ibeju and Ekpe now, you would regret it. If you can invest in both areas, Ibeju, and then buy some in Ekpe, do it. If you cannot, buy in one of the places, whatever you can afford. If you can afford Itunu, is a great project. If you can't afford Itunu, maybe you can afford Lagoonfront Estate. It's still selling for 10 million naira. Price increase is coming up in, I think, April. They said April, yeah. Price increase, another price increase is coming up April. You know that Lagoon started, if you've heard of Lagoon and you follow the story of Lagoonfront Estate started selling for 5 million naira, and that's just it's not up to a year ago. That's probably just 9 months ago or so that it started selling for 5 million naira. Now it's been selling for 10 million naira for a while. That's been 100% increase for those who bought in at that pre-launch price of 5 million naira. And another increase has been scheduled. You know, so do something. I don't doubt that the next increase, Lagoonfront, is going to at least go to 12 million naira a plot. So now what I want you to do for yourself is look into these estates. Itunu Residential Site and Services, Lagoonfront Estate, Emen Estate Phase 3. Emen Estate Phase 3 is not an immediate project. Development will not start on the 3 to 5 years. So keep that in mind when you are looking at your options. Then some estates in Ekpe. Look at that and decide on which you can afford. it takes a deposit to get a piece saved for you, while you gradually, none of these estates that doesn't have a payment plan that you can put yourself on. Just worry about the deposit first, and then see how you can be paying monthly, and then buy if you cannot buy on outright purchase. And even outright purchase, you don't have to pay in one bulk. There's 3 months, you can pay within a 3 months period. The buy 5 get 1 free sites that I talked about, that I've personally checked, and it actually has freehold, and the company said they would do title on it, but based on the terms of the purchase, if when they do title on it and it has a CFO, you have to pay 50% of, they will charge people 50% of it, may share the 50% of the amount it costs among owners, in the estate, or buyers in the estate. So you can either do that, or do the one you do and then you go do your own title. Whatever you do something. Just don't be there. You regret it. I'm sure if you do nothing, you'll regret it in the near future, and you'll be like, oh, that lady, she said it. My name is Karo I. Keep that in mind when you are remembering, if you do nothing about the information I'm giving you today. But I hope that you do. I know that you are all smart investors. Every subscriber here, everyone who watches my video, just the fact that you are taking the initiative, it means that if you are watching this video right now, it means that you're taking the initiative to do something about the future, or to do something about something you need now, because some of us need houses now, where to stay when you come to Nigeria, or that, or where to move your family to. Maybe you live in Nigeria, so there's the need now, but there's also, don't also forget to think about the future. If what interests you now is a house, say you want to buy a house for your family, why not buy a plot or 2 for the future? If you can't afford it in expensive ones, the ones that already have title, you can do freehold. Like I said, get the difference of freehold from a decisioning process very clear. We don't have the same fear we have for a decisioning process. We don't have it for freehold properties. Freehold property doesn't have problem with the government. It's not under government acquisition or anything. It just doesn't have title yet. Someone has to process the title for it. That's what it is. But a decisioning process is a land that is under government acquisition that has to be released first before you can do anything. So that's it. That's all I have for you on this episode of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to you. So until I come your way again, don't forget my numbers on your screen. If you have more questions about what I've talked about today, come to me. If you like to invest in real estate, I am that person. If you can hear from all my clients, I am that person that sticks to you until you get what you want. Even after you get what you want, you still call me years later and I pick my phone and I talk to you. That's the kind of consultant that I am. So you want to do business with me. A lot of my clients will become friends. So we can stay on the phone and gist. We'll talk about the country, talk about life and all that. So that's the kind of consultant you get when you do business with me. So I'll be expecting to hear from you. My numbers on your screen. Until I come your way again, my name is Mrs. Karo I. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.